everyone. Welcome to an extra talk. We have Marseille coming up on Thursday, Europa League, big game. We're playing at home on the back of a loss against Twente. It wasn't a pretty game, but all eyes looking forward right now, and we have to remain positive. Hopefully, to make us feel positive a little bit, we invited Mourad. Mourad is a Marseille fan. You can touch upon it in a bit, Mourad, and tell us a little bit what you do as well. We're very interested, but we will talk about Marseille and what to expect. So we're very happy to have you, basically, and thank you for making the time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, with pleasure. And I had the chance to meet Papimento that helped me as well to know a bit more about Ajax in 2023, because obviously everybody knows Ajax, the club, but not really what is it right now today. And it's not really up to your usual standard, but I think that you do not want to talk about it.
Not for now. Not for now. We'll wait until Thursday, then we'll talk about Ajax. Mourad, quickly, before we start diving in, can you tell us a little bit more about your background, what you do, and also your link with Marseille?
Yes, so I'm a professional sport journalist. I wrote a book as well. I'm a huge fan of OM, obviously, but of a special way of playing. That's why I'm kind of admire what Ajax could have built around the years. And just like I'm working for a website that's called Football Club de Marseille. I wrote article for SoFoot. I wrote 2 books, one about the season when Marcelo Bielsa was in charge of OM, and that was really like I don't know, like how you want your team to play. It was how Marcelo Bielsa made us play. And, so I'm based in Marseille. I'm living here. I'm loving here. Having as well sometime I'm really enraged sometime against public power here and stuff like that. Well, like anybody anywhere. And, so basically I'm a sport journalist based in Marseille that is following OM everywhere. And that will be on Thursday in Amsterdam to see this nice victory of OM, I'm sure.
Ooh, we're not going there. Just a quick question. Are you an independent journalist or are you also a supporter of Marseille?
I'm both.
Okay.
I have Marseille at heart, but I'm trying to be still to see things clearly, because that's what people expect you. But I definitively have bias towards OM more than a bias. That's my team. That's the team I'm supporting. I was supporting before becoming a journalist, and I will support after being a journalist.
Why Marseille, Mourad? Quickly, why Marseille?
Marseille it's a bit like, to take the word of another club. It's more than a club. Marseille it's an ID. Marseille, it's the most popular club in France. Because of course, nowadays Paris is the most popular club in the world. It's the most popular French club in the world. But in France, you still have to compete with Marseille, though we are utter I don't know if I have the right to say, but we are really bad. We won 1 title in 30 years. So we are not like a winning team, but we are a team where the stadium is always full and there is great passion for the team, and when there is like craziness around it. And that's it. Actually, I am following football because I want to see more in that game than just the game. And Marseille is definitively more than just a team of football. It's an atmosphere. It's expectation that are always disappointed. Seriously, we have 1 title in 30 fucking years, right? Sorry. But
No, go ahead. No, I don't know that. I know you guys are very passionate. You have very passionate fans. When I see some games of Marseille, you guys are crazy, man.
Yeah. No, the stadium was the stadium is crazy and it's a beautiful one, and there is history there, and we are really passionate, and seriously, we won nothing. It's really, I want to cry every time I'm thinking. Last season, we beat Paris Saint-Germain in the cup, which is really so hard because they have 5-6 times our budget. They are always coming in Marseille prepared for the game. Sometimes they can lose against Strasbourg or Lorient or something like that because they do not give a crap about those games. But against OM, they have to beat us, and sometimes to beat us pretty bad. So when last year we beat them in the cup, we were like, okay, now we're gonna win this cup, and we lost again one of the worst team in second division at home. In front of 60,000 people. It's like
disappointment. Such a disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, we can still not leave. I cannot believe that this game I cannot believe that we beat Rennes, that it's a really good team in this cup, plus Paris. We eliminate those two teams to lost against Annecy that should have gone to third division last season. And it's like, come on, and at home, at home. It's like, okay, sorry.
It's still fresh. I can feel you. It's still fresh.
Yeah.
But Mourad, just getting back to, of course, Marseille and Ajax. When you saw that Europa League draw, your view, your expectation, what was your reaction when you saw Ajax coming out of this group with Marseille?
I was really happy because I'm a fan of the game, of the history of the game. I really love the history of football because, as I said, for me, football is more than just a game. And Ajax, it's something really important in the history of football. So I was really happy. And then I was happy as well because I thought, oh, good. I will go to this great stadium, see those great fans, we will have a great clash. That will be nice. So I was really happy about it. And, but then I didn't really follow Eredivisie last year. The season before, so I followed it a bit because we play against Feyenoord in Conference League, and I followed it a bit, and I knew kind of that Ajax were still on top. You were still on Champions League with Anthony and Ten Hag, and you were still giving this good impression. So that's the impression I stayed with, and then I started to do my research, to talk with Papimento, and I understood like, okay, that's not the same Ajax, but I'm still happy to meet a big club because Ajax is a big club and it's something special in the history of football.
And in terms of your expectations, you see, we got Brighton, we got Marseille, Ajax, and AEK Athens.
Yeah, so AEK actually it's the brother club of Marseille, the brother club of Marseille for the fan. The fan of Marseille and of AEK have a special bond, a really special bond. Often we have a flag of AEK in our stands and stuff like that. So it was nice. And plus, I'm really I'm a huge fan of Bielsa. I'm writing book, recording podcast about him. And the coach of AEK is Matias Almeida, that is one of the disciple of Bielsa. So I was pretty happy that we play against them. Brighton, I was personally happy, but the fan here in Marseille are really like, oh, we have the worst possible sort out because it's the hardest, and it's really hard. But come on, it's exciting, and we want European Cup. We want it to be exciting. So I don't know about you guys, but me, I'm pretty pumped up. I want to see this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think Sahbi agrees as well. It's very challenging. Probably the hardest group in the Europa League, arguably. But it's also nice. It's nice to see those traditional teams almost also. Except maybe for Brighton, but Brighton is playing so good. Amazing football, basically. So it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for everyone. So nice. Mourad, we're going to deep dive a little bit on Marseille. We have some questions for you on this. So we did a little bit of research as well. We looked into last year and we looked into this year. There are some changes. To start with the coach. You guys have a new coach. We also looked at the transfer window a little bit to see which players left, which players came in. Also some transformation there. Quite a few, to be honest. And you guys had the start of the season, still at the early stages. You guys have difficulties winning games. At least you didn't lose like we did. But just your thoughts on where Marseille is at the moment compared to last season, and also touch a bit on the tactics, playing style that the new coach maybe is trying to implement or instill, if you can.
Yeah, that's really hard because this coach is for now he didn't succeed to put his. I mean, the team has no identity for now. We are supposed to Marcelino, the new coach, supposed to make us play a bit lower, but playing with transition and fast in front of in the other area and stuff like that. But for now, we see nothing of that, except maybe against Panathinaikos for the playoff of Champions League. And unfortunately, we lost in a penalty kick out, and that was a terrible blow to our season because we really expected to go to Champions League, but it was not possible because we lost the first leg in Athens, and the second one. Really, the first half, we destroyed Panathinaikos. We could have lead like 4-5-0. We were leading only 2-0, and then we stopped to play. That's a problem with this team. Even the best game this season, we can be off to a great start, and then we stop to play. When we are leading 1-2-0, it's like, okay, we stop, and then the other team is coming back, and we are getting destroyed. But the more the season progresses, the less we can see an identity in this team. So it's really hard. And yeah, it's partly due to this new coach, but it's as well partly due to the politics of the club generally. I mean, like I said, like Marseille hadn't been successful for these past decades. Plurals, which is kind of hard. And Pablo Longoria, our current president, is more of a scout, and he came as a sporting director. And then we had made a revolution in the training ground. We burned some trees, some stuff. It was crazy because we hated the previous president. So then the previous president was fired, and Longoria, that was there as sporting director, became president. And then everything changed because the thing is that he's more in love with the game. So we have better coach. He knows the game better, but he loves Mercato a lot. So every season, every Mercato window, we have a lot of movement. And last season was not different. And so last season we had this coach that was called Igor Tudor, the Croatian that played in Juventus, all of that. And he had a really proactive way of playing. It was I enjoyed it a lot. We were pressing really high. It was crazy, like individual marking all over the pitch. We're seeing our defender like marking Neymar in his own box. I loved it. I loved it. We lost this game against Paris, but I prefer to lose with an ambitious way of playing than to lose with like, okay, we try our best. It was, so I like it, though it was not really popular generally among the fan for some reason that it's really hard to explain. His communication was bad. He was a bit like a dry guy. But he's really a great coach. He really gave an identity to this team really fast. A crazy identity when we were making individual defense all over the pitch, everything. But we were scoring goals. When we were losing hard. But when we were winning, it was really good. And, but he seems like tired at the end of the season. The player seems tired of him because he was really extremely demanding. So he went away. And Longoria seems to struggle a bit to find a new coach. And finally, he appointed Marcelino, that is his long-term friend. They knew each other from Valencia. And so there is a shadow over his presence at the club. I'm not sure that it's completely fair, but a lot of fans are seeing it like, he's the friend of the president, and he doesn't really succeed for now, and he doesn't have a lot of charisma. And his situation is not really stable. And so we are recording now on Sunday, and I just came back from the stadium. We made 0-0 against Toulouse, which was a really disappointing result. And if we saw some of what he wants to do against Panathinaikos, against Metz in earlier game of the season, now we saw nothing. It was really like, what's the idea here? What we're trying to do? A big signing that we did, like Aubameyang, are disappointing, or still have a lot to prove. So right now we are not such a mess as you guys, but Marseille is not really stable, and it's definitively not a team in good form.
Still searching.
Yeah, definitively. Yeah.
Most interesting for me is the Payet story. What could you give us a little bit about the background? Because Payet was one of the star players of Marseille, especially when he was bought back from West Ham for a huge amount.
Yeah, but it was in 2016, so it's 7 years ago, and it got old. But the thing is that if you play in a certain way, like when we had Jorge Sampaoli as a coach, we were having the ball all the time. Sometimes it was really boring because we were having the ball and we were doing nothing with it. It was like handball, we were like really like, okay, getting. Payet was great. He didn't have to run so much to make pressing, to make all of that type of stuff. And last season with Tudor, when Tudor asked him to do certain type of effort, Payet couldn't do those efforts. Mm-hmm. Though, as he's immensely popular in the stands, everybody wanted to see him play all the time. And then when he was playing, if he was not really good, nobody wanted to see him play again. But 1 month after, everybody wanted to see him play all the time. It was he kind of became against his will a problem at the club. And I think that, everybody was not everybody, not the fan, but, I think the leader of the club were happy to see him gone because, they could start to do what they want to do without having this shadow over their head.
Reminds me a bit of Tadic, right, Juan?
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. Although, it's a bit similar. I agree.
Yeah, but also a bit with Kudus, maybe. Fans really love him when he scored, but then again, if he doesn't perform...
Kudus was never fully accepted by the whole...
No, that's true. That's true. So,
the problem, you see as well, that's kind of, I think, our problem, because you're talking about Tadic, that I saw scoring goal in Bernabeu, and it's like, Payet was great. He's really a legend for us and we loved him. But, he was as well a symbol of us not being able to go above and to go to the top level. And Payet had a mixed heritage here. It's like kind of, people will remember him, but he never won a title here. It's like kind of like, come on, you stayed 10 years. You had Bielsa, Sampaoli, Tudor, you had tons of coach here. You couldn't win a title. And it's mixed feelings when Tadic, left, he won title, and you have a memory of a semi-final of Champions League, final of Europa League. I think he was already there, if I'm not mistaken.
Which one? Sorry?
The final of Europa League
No, I don't think it was just after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mourad, about Payet, right? It's a love-hate relationship, and we all know love and hate can be very close to each other sometimes. But thank you for elaborating on that one. Great question, by the way, Sabi. Coming back to Marseille specifically, you're hoping for a good result. We are hoping for a good result as well. Our hope is bigger than yours, I think. But where are the chances, if you look at from our perspective? So if we analyze Marseille right now, you said they play a little bit more transition, but at the same time, you said a couple of things like they can only play for a certain amount of time. They play really well, but then if they lead or something's happening, they can drop and they can stop playing. What is the strength maybe from Marseille? So what is something we should be wary about? One. And the second is, what's the weakness maybe, or something we can capitalize on Thursday from our perspective? There's no Marseille fan watching this, so you can be...
You can be open. You can be...
but I'm sure that I will be like really soft comparing to what Marseille fans are thinking right now, because they are really harsh. And now after this game against Toulouse, they are all completely, they think like, okay, we're going to get destroyed in Ajax, then we're going to get destroyed in Paris, and then, nobody has any hope right now. That's the fans' life. But I think this team of Marseille doesn't know each other. Like our front line it's like only player that just arrived. We have Aubameyang that arrived and that scored 2 goals against Panathinaikos, but failed to score any goal in championship, and really had missed some big opportunities, some stuff like that. We had Iliman Ndiaye that we bought for quite a large amount of money from championship in England, and he is Marseille fan, and he really wants to perform good, but too good, you know. He wants to make too much, so he doesn't do a lot of good. We had as well Sarr that we brought from Watford, that is injured, so he wouldn't be here. Correa that we bought from Inter. We failed to see any quality in this player, though we know that he has some, because otherwise he wouldn't have played in Lazio and Inter and everything. But so the attack doesn't know each other. Like, that's the thing, and you feel it. Like, when Aubameyang is asking for the ball, nobody see that he's asking for the ball. Nobody make the pass. When Iliman Ndiaye had the ball, he wants to do everything alone. And as Sarr is not there, probably it will be a young player that will play instead of him. That is called Mugue, a Cameroonese guy, and he's too young and he's too inexperienced. So there is really something to do with the lack of automatism in this team for Ajax. And I think that it's a team that can adapt really fast, you know. So if you do not let them in the comfort, like today, for example, Toulouse really tried to press us high at the beginning of the game, and we could see that player of OM were like, wow, what happened here? You're a small team. You're supposed to stay there, and we're supposed to try to attack. And they didn't understand. And then Toulouse went back and defend for the rest of the game. But all the team were completely disorganized and didn't understand what to do. So I think if you put pressure on this team, it's not a team that it's ready to answer, you know. It's like a team that is in a certain comfort, though nobody knows each other, nobody understands what his teammates wants to do. So yeah, I think with a bit of pressure, you can really put a huge doubt in their head. But the thing is that I think that for you is the same. So, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's a deja vu. Seriously, what you're just saying is basically exactly the same for us. We have a completely new team, new squad. Everybody needs to adapt with each other. They don't know each other. You talked about pressing. Well, we don't press at all. Although we want to press, we can't press. So it's really difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I think we just give up on trying to press, so we do not press. That's all. So yeah, but yeah, it will be really interesting game to watch, because it's two teams that are completely in doubts, and what can we do will be really interesting. So, but yeah, there is a lot of weakness in this team, and the fact that they don't know each other. And now our goalkeeper said after the game, maybe we do not understand exactly what the coach wants from us, though the coach told us no, it's perfect. I have nothing to reproach to my player. So, you know, there is really it's not we are not strong and unified.
Okay. All right. It's like we're talking about Ajax, honestly. It's just for our viewers, this is Marseille, guys. I know Ajax would be the same situation, but this is Marseille. Mourad is really a Marseille fan. He's not an Ajax fan, dressed like a French guy. No, he's really a Marseille fan. Look, the only thing that for us is important right now, from your perspective, you said the Marseille fans are a little bit more critical, negative about the upcoming game against Ajax. Where do you stand? What is your prediction for Thursday?
It's, frankly, I think that we have to win in Amsterdam, that it's the game that can launch our season, because even though Ajax is in bad shape right now, the symbol of Marseille winning in Amsterdam will be big, and will send a good message for all our players, all our fans. It will really be a beacon of hope for the rest of our season. And the thing is that the more I get to know the state of Ajax, the more I thought okay, it is doable. And if we do not beat Ajax, we will be in serious trouble. So I have hope that we will win at your home, guys. I'm sorry, but because of your terrible state. And once again, it's not like a lack of respect, because I have utmost respect for your club. But I think that you are in such a bad shape that if we do not beat you right now, we will never beat you in any time in the history. So I have hope, because still we are in a bad shape, but in better shape than you in terms of results since the beginning of the season. And maybe we have really few ascertainties in our team, few things on which we can lay, but we have more than you. So I think we can beat you, and we have to beat you, because if we do not beat you, this group is hard, and it's going to be really hard the rest. And we need to launch with a positive series or something.
Yeah. Well, by the way, what kind of formation do you guys play this season?
So it's a big thing here as well, because Marcelino, the coach, is a coach that is known to play in 4-4-2, which is a formation that is kind of a bit outdated, but he is really a big believer in 4-4-2. So we play in 4-4-2, and a lot of people here are asking themselves, do we have the player to play in 4-4-2? Because we do not have winger that are really comfortable on both things. Like, for example, we brought Joaquin Correa from Inter, that play for the last 4 or 5 years, like as second striker. Now we made him play left, right. We had Ismail Assar, that is a really good striker, but he's injured. So we have no striker, winger, but we do not have any winger. And Aubameyang was playing first with Iliman Ndiaye, that is a second striker, and that was really good. So Iliman Ndiaye could kind of be around Aubameyang and give him ball and all of that. But now, as Iliman Ndiaye is not so good, then we have this other striker, Portuguese one, Vitinha, that is the record signing club. We bought him for 32 million, and for now he had been only disappointment. And he's not so bad since the beginning of the season. Some might even say that he is our best player since the beginning of the season. So we make play Aubameyang and Vitinha together, but they do not understand each other, and it doesn't work. And for example, against Toulouse, they played together. We had pretty few chance, and it's like, it doesn't work. Okay, we have to make Aubameyang play because he's our star signing, but he doesn't score. And Vitinha is a striker that could not play as a second striker, so it doesn't work. So yeah, we play 4-4-2. It's sure, but with which player, that's remains to be seen.
Okay, but you mentioned the 4-4-2, but you mean the right midfielder and the left midfielder are mostly playing as wingers, or inverted and being more midfielder?
Yeah, I mean, generally they are playing more really as winger, though we had on the left side, we didn't have a real left winger. So we had this guy that's called Unai, a Moroccan, really good, that we made him play there, but it's not his position. So he struggled a bit, though he was often coming back to the center. And in the previous team of Marcelino, one of the two winger, if we can call it like that, one of them was always like coming back to the center, and it was kind of it was not exactly a 4-4-2, like straight 4-4-2. We always had like one of the two offensive midfielder that was becoming like more central. This guy could have been Unai, though Unai is not playing for 4 games. He scored with Morocco, but not with us. God knows why. We don't know why. So now, yeah, we really play with 2 winger against Toulouse. It was Correa that was really on the left wing, and Muguet that was on right wing. And it was not beautiful to watch. It was really, really a struggle.
Mourad, I think honestly you covered everything we wanted to know. I mean, we can talk for an hour, of course.
Yeah.
All important things were discussed. I hope the viewers also appreciate you making the time, and also the information that you gathered and you gave us as well. Of course, I wish you all the best, but not on Thursday, as you can imagine. And I want also our viewers, if you want to follow Mourad, we will put his Twitter account in the description below. And give him a follow. If you guys have any additional questions, something you would like to know more about Marseille or anything, you can ask him. Very nice, as you can see. And he can answer your questions if you want as well. Mourad, again, many thanks. Hope to have you on the channel soon one time. After you lose, of course. But no, in all seriousness, Mourad, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.